Yes, good afternoon. My name is Teacher Leonard from Spybury Academy. Yes, today we are going to have a geography lesson for grade 8. Our main topic today is settlement patterns. But before we continue, kindly remember to subscribe and to like so that we can actually download more videos for you. Fine. What about settlement patterns? What is settlement? Settlement, you realize, is whereby you find people normally settle somewhere. They normally have their houses there, and they normally do their own activities there. That's wherever they reside. They made residences there. Fine. There are normally three primary ways human settlements are arranged, and that now constitutes what we call the settlement patterns. One, it can be a linear way. That is the very first kind of a settlement pattern. Now, by the name linear comes from the word line. It's whereby you find the settlement or the houses are arranged along a given route, like a transportation route. Maybe somewhere there is a river or a major highway. So that constitutes a linear type of settlement. Maybe let's talk over along a given corridor, along a highway. Whereby people normally settle there, make what you call like a line. Cluster, you find people are normally congregated somewhere. Okay? They are close together. Called clusters. Okay? Buildings are normally very, very closely together. The scattered, you find the dwellings are far apart. Dwellings are far apart. What I talk here, like clustered, is like you find people they are building like a given village somewhere, all of them, maybe 100 people in a specific area. In a scattered, you find one house is here, another one is maybe 2 kilometers. So the dwellings are very, very much far apart from each other. Fine. What normally influences the nature or the type of settlement pattern? So the kind of settlement patterns is influenced by two things. One, we have what you call the physical factors or physical factor or physical form. So factors influencing settlement pattern. The very first one I was saying is physical factor. Now, we'll talk about the physical factor influencing this one. Here, we are talking something to do with the rad, the way rad is. So, when we talk about the rad, we talk about even the environment itself, things to do with the availability of water, climate, natural resources. We're talking about water availability, natural resources, arability, the Arab rat. So that is the fertility into that rat. And actually then the crime itself. So all those constitute physical factors. They are more to do with what I may say environmental factors. Then we have what you call the human factor. The second one. Now, when we talk about human factor here, we are talking about the people general. So what is it all about? So when we talk about the human factor, it all needs to do with the economics. Economics is availability of resources So this has something to do with jobs. It creates jobs, you create jobs, create the market for goods and services. Put together. Then another thing is something to do with transportation. Transportation has something to do with waterways, roads, airways, and even airports. So all these influences the settlement pattern in a given area. So economics and overall economics something to do with the availability of jobs. Transportation is a means of transport. Is it accessible? Then another here is something to do with the politics, history, and even politics. Politics can also influence the settlement, whereby things to do with the historical migration, government incentives, and so on and so forth. Fine. Within the settlement, or the way people normally settle somewhere, it normally influences what you call the density of a given area, what you call population density. Now, what is population density? And once again, as I've said, population density is an aspect of the settlement, whereby it normally influences also the aspect of distribution. So here we talk about population density and distribution pattern. Of humanity. So population density is a pattern of where people live. Is a pattern of where people live. So population density. So population density is a pattern of where people live, because we may say somewhere it's sparsely populated or densely populated depending on the number of people as per given square kilometers. So together. So we normally talk of population density. There is a formula of this one is we get the population density. There is a formula. So we normally talk of the population density is the average number of people in a specific area. So average number of people in a specific area. So the area must be very specific area. This one we normally give it 1 kilometer or kilometers. For instance, it may be there are 10 people within 1 square kilometers. It may say that area is densely, it's maybe sparsely populated, but it may be 1,000 of them. It may say it's densely populated, but it may be within 1 kilometer, it may find 5 or 3 people. You say that area is sparsely populated. But if there may be 1,000, you may say that area is densely populated because the number is very high. So that's where now the aspect of population gets in. Population density, whereby we talk of total population of a total area or total area in kilometers squared and kilometer squared. That's the formula of calculating population density. We get the total population. For instance, let's say we have maybe 100,000 people in an area of about 10 kilometers. So we have to divide these, or maybe talk of 100. So we need to calculate this one. You realize we have 1,000 people per kilometer squared. So in terms of population density. So that's the main formula for calculating population density. Fine. Then there's population density and given settlement influences what you call urbanization and sustainability. So there's what you call urbanization and sustainability. What is urbanization? Urbanization normally is the way towns or cities normally are formed. And it's normally influenced by what we call movement from rural areas to towns. So there are various factors that made it to what we call urbanizations. So within a given area, you may have what you call people coming in and moving from maybe rural areas. They go to towns in search of jobs, and then it may lead to what you call urbanization. Sometimes maybe things to do with land use conflict and lead to urbanization. Urbanization. You also have what you call urban sprawl. And all these are influenced by the availability of resources and the economics of an area. We're talking about sustainability. Sustainability is a situation whereby can the towns stay for a very long time? The duration. Is it self-sustaining by the nature of the resources and even the people who are there? Can it live there for quite some time? And what are the factors that are normally assisting sustainability? I've said one of them is the resources availability, jobs, market, and even the incentives from the government and so on and so forth. So good access to roads, human resource also leads to sustainability, also availability of what you call physical resources, things like availability of land, okay, food is plenty, and so on and so forth. Even good climatical conditions. Fine. And I think those few remarks and those few points, we come to the end of our topic. But before we stop, kindly remember to subscribe and like so that I can always download you more videos. For more information in regard to online and physical classes, you can get in touch through the following contacts. Our contact is Fiber Academy. Our email is Fiber Academy School @gmail.com. Our phone number, get out to the cell phone number, which is 075007066 for both online, and physical teachings. Classes. And kindly remember to subscribe and like. Thank you very much. Have a good day.